AI agents are smart enough now that they can manage most of your content workflow. Today, I'll show you how to build an agent that can watch and analyze a video, come up with a title, write a description, create a thumbnail, and upload the video to YouTube. This is going to save you so much time. Alright, let's dive in. A couple of videos ago, we created this very fine piece of AI slop.
I want to train crows to steal people's left shoes, just the left ones.
Why are you like this?
Exquisite. So now we're going to look at how to have our AI agents do all of the work of managing this video. We're going to look at how to upload to YouTube. Our AI is going to come up with a title and description for us. And it's even going to create and upload our thumbnail. All right, so I'm going to create an agent, but there's a step that I need to do before creating the agent. All right, so currently I'm on Aidolons.com, but I'm going to jump over to Zapier. Now, if you don't have a Zapier account already, it's free. You can create one at Zapier.com. But once you have your account created, we really want to go to mcp.zapier.com. From your Zapier MCP console, I'm going to click New MCP Server. Client, I'm going to choose Other. And for the name, I'm going to say YouTube. It's a good idea to create a new MCP server for every app that you want to do on Zapier, just because it's going to help keep things organized. So I'll say Create MCP Server. Now I'll say Add Tool, search for YouTube. I'll click the YouTube that comes up here, and I'll just say Add All YouTube Tools, and hit the button here, and that's it, our MCP is created. All right, now I'm gonna go over to Connect, and I'm just gonna grab this URL right here, and that's all I need from Zapier. All right, so now I'm back on Aidolons.com. I'm gonna jump down to Settings, and here I have a menu item for Zapier MCP. So I'm just gonna click Create Integration. We're gonna call this YouTube. Here we just paste in the URL that we got from the MCP console just now. And of course, never show this to anybody. All right, so I'm gonna click Create, and here it is, we're good to go. So now I can go back to Build, Agents, and now I can say Create Agent. All right, let's name this guy YouTube Manager. All right, so here are my agent settings where we can give it a description, which doesn't do anything to the agent itself. That's just its descriptions on Aidolons.com. We can set the system message, which can be really useful to be really specific about what we want it to do. But honestly, for what we're doing today, our AI should be able to handle it just out of the box. So all we really need to do is add some tools to its available actions. All right, so the first thing I'll add, you'll see MCP tools down here. And here's the YouTube server that I added. So I'm going to drag over YouTube upload video. All right, there are a couple more tools I want to add. So I'm going to go under video generation, and we're going to drag analyze video. And this is going to allow our agent to actually watch the video. And then we also want it to be able to create our thumbnail. So I'm going to say AI edit image, and under model, I'm going to choose Nano Banana edit. All right, I'm doing edit image because I'm going to feed some images into it in order to create our thumbnail. Cool, so let's just jump over to the agent preview right here. And I just want to make sure that the tools are loading correctly. So I'm going to ask it, tell me about the tools you have access to. All right, so pro tip, when you ask it a question like, tell me what tools you have access to, it can be really useful to say something like, briefly tell me what tools you have access to. Because otherwise it'll write you a whole freaking novel about the tools that it has access to. Anyway, the point is, it sees our tools are loading correctly. So let's actually get out of the agent editor and just load the agent in full. So we'll click chat. Okay, cool. So let's start a fresh conversation. And now I need to grab the asset reference for my video. All right, so it's this one right here. So I'm just going to click copy and head back to my agent editor. And now I can just say, tell me about this video, and just paste in the asset reference. All right, and we can see it's calling its tool. All right, and it responded with a pretty thorough rundown of what's in this video. All right, so now let's have it help us with a title. So I'll just say, give me 10 good titles for YouTube. All right, now there are ways that we can get much better results out of the titles, and that has to do with giving it a really good system prompt, but we'll come back to that in a separate video. All right, so here are 10 titles that we can choose from. None of these are fantastic, but again, that's not the point of this video. I do appreciate that in this one, the man is her dad, but then in the next one, that's his girlfriend. All right, let's go with number 9 here. So I'm just gonna tell it, let's use number 9. Now write a description. And wow, it gave us a description that's longer than the actual video. So again, in another video, we'll look how to actually write good titles, good descriptions, etc. For now, let's move on. So now I'm gonna say, upload the video with a title and description. All right, it uploaded the video. Let's go take a look and see if it works right.
I want to train crows to steal people's left shoes, just the left ones.
Of course you do. All right, so the uploader worked. Now the only thing that we have left to do is create the thumbnail. So I'm gonna tell it, give me 5 ideas for YouTube thumbnails for this video. Okay, now while it's figuring those out for us, let's hop back over to our assets so that we can grab her character sheet. All right, here it is. And if you haven't watched the video where we use this, be sure to do that. But for now, we're just gonna click copy so that we can grab that asset reference. And again, go back to our editor. All right, and I could read through all of these and decide which one's the best, or I could do it the fun way and just have it create all of these and then choose which one I like. So I'm gonna say, using this character sheet to generate the girl character, I paste in my asset reference, use Nano Banana to generate each of these thumbnails. So we'll send that off and let it work. All right, so it's given us our 5 thumbnails. Let's see how they look. Okay, not so good. Okay, all right, that one kind of works. Who is this guy? So guys, this is actually a good example of why AI hallucinates, right? Because I gave it the character sheet for the girl, but I didn't give it the character sheet for the guy. So the AI was like, okay, well, I need to create an image of this guy, but it doesn't have the reference that it needs to create him. So instead it created grandpa here. All right, so all of these are absolutely horrible, except for this one. However, it made this one with the wrong aspect ratio. Oh, sorry. Fingers are kind of weird, but that's fine. So let's see if we can get it to do it with the right aspect ratio. So I'll just say, I like 2, but do it with a 16:9 aspect ratio. And okay, I just realized this particular model doesn't actually have a choice for aspect ratio. And you know what? That's fine, because I didn't really want to use Nano Banana anyway. Because it turns out there's an even better model. So I'm going to switch to Seedream V4, which definitely does have a size option. So let's try this again. And there we go. Let's take a look. And yeah, that's definitely the right aspect ratio. And I think this one actually did a little bit better of a job. The fingers are even slightly less mangled here. All right, so now I can tell it, use this image to update the thumbnail. All right, thumbnail updated successfully. Let's see if it worked. All right, so jumping over to my YouTube channel, here it is with the brand new thumbnail. And we'll click on this and we see here's the title that we chose. Here's this overly verbose description, and it worked just the way we wanted it to. All right, so this was just kind of a toy example, but what I can tell you is that my actual process for managing my videos on YouTube is just a slightly more complex version of this. But the idea is there. You see, the point of these AI agents isn't to fully replace what you do. It's to make it so that the work that you actually do is 20 times more effective. If you're interested to learn more about my actual process, then be sure to like and leave a comment, and I'd be happy to share it in a future video. The last thing I want to say, if you do end up playing with the Zapier MCP tools, is that, to be honest, I'm not super impressed with how Zapier did this. Like, a lot of these tools just don't even work. Like, if I ask to pull a report, then it's going to try some things, it's going to fail a few times, and it's ultimately not going to pull the report. And I thought, well, maybe this is just a problem with the Aidolons integration of the Zapier MCP, but I tried using it directly in Claude, and I got the exact same result. And the conclusion is just that Zapier did not do a good job. So I think what that means for us at Aidolons is that we're going to have to implement an alternative. Wow, look, it's tried 9 times now. But yeah, we might end up implementing something like make.com, because these automations are super useful, and there are already other tools that do this really well, so there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. So if you have any suggestions about what we should implement, be sure to leave that down in the comments. And wow, I love this. Okay, so it tried and failed 10 times, and now it's just completely hallucinating my top performing videos for the last 28 days. So check it out. It knows that I just uploaded this one, and this video that was uploaded private apparently has 164,000 views, which of course did even better than my 10-second cat animation challenge with its 130,000 views. Man, I wish this was my YouTube channel. Key takeaways: Anime Girl's evil plan leads decisively. Wow. Bro, you just completely made that up. So alright guys, that's it for today. Hope this was helpful to you. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.